Hi, this week we're going to be working on writing a narrative story in which we focus on the sequence of events that an action takes place in. When we tell a story, it could be a real story, something that actually happened to us, or it could be something that we make up. You'll notice that my paper is blank, and that means that I need to think about a topic that I could write a story about. Because these are personal narratives and we're writing stories, we can think about topics and ideas that we know a lot about or things that we're familiar with, things that happen to us. So as always, I always think about things that I know, things that I like, and dogs are definitely a number one topic that I can think about writing a story. There's also cats because I've had cats. I also like to go running, so I can write a story about running. I like going to the beach. I could write a story about going to the beach. I'm trying to think, what else do I like? I like just sitting outside in my backyard, the different things that I notice outside in my very own backyard. I could tell a story about that. But I was thinking, with the situation that we're in with social distancing and e-learning, one of the things that I've really gotten back into are my dogs, but more specifically, walking my dogs. And I do have 2 dogs, but there's one dog that I really want to focus on writing my narrative story about. So you'll notice on my plan, I put N for narrative. That helps remind me that I'm writing a story. T stands for topic, and my topic is going to be about walking Marley. Marley is the name of my dog, and if some of you have watched my other videos, you've seen Marley show up as a topic before. So I know that I need a beginning, a way to introduce my reader to the topic of Marley and taking him for a walk. That middle is the main action of what happens within our story, and then there needs to be an end. So in the beginning, what do I need my reader to know? When we write narrative stories, that's the perfect opportunity to introduce the reader to the setting and the characters. So the setting, it took place at sunset. So it was the evening time, and Marley knows every night at 7 p.m. that is when we go for a walk. This is what we do. But notice I said what we do. My reader needs to know who the we are, and it's Marley and I. So that way, now my reader knows who the characters are. For that middle main action, we want to think about the sequence of events: first, next, then, last, or finally. So what happened first? Marley was happy in the beginning, and his tail was wagging. So you'll notice I do not have sentences on my plan. I just have quick ideas, happy and wagging. But then things took kind of a change for the worse. Marley spotted a group of geese. And the next thing I knew, and even notice as I'm telling you this story, I'm using words to transition what happened first, what happened next, then what happened. Marley took a series of actions. He pulled, actually he growled, he barked, and lunged, meaning he jumped at these geese. But the geese, what I've learned about watching these geese and taking Marley on the walks, what had finally happened was that the geese chased Marley. Geese chased Marley. So this is my middle, all about Marley going on his walk. And as we're ending our story, I couldn't help but laugh. This whole thing was funny, and I think I laughed all the way home. Poor Marley, though, was scared because he was frightened by these geese. He kept looking behind him to check and make sure that the geese hadn't followed him home. So your job today is to think about a topic that you can write a narrative story about, make a plan for a beginning, middle, and end, but really thinking about that sequence or series of events that you'll write about in your narrative story. Happy planning today!